I kind of go through this with you and explain to you kind of how it works, and we'll do some examples. But anyway, you don't need to print this document out, because what you're going to end up doing in the end is you're going to end up drawing like 3 pictures that'll kind of explain to me that you understand what was going on. So you don't have to print out this whole thing. But basically, what this is going to be, it's going to be an analogy. Okay, yesterday you watched a video on Dmitry Mendeleev, who was the guy who essentially came up with the periodic table of the elements. And what he did is that he used basically a series of properties that were in a pattern. They were repeatable and they were predictable. And so we're going to be doing that today, but instead of using elements, we're going to use these stick figure aliens. And so what you notice, our task is to arrange these aliens in some kind of logical pattern so they form a organized rectangular block. Just so you know, there's going to be a set of 20 of them. And so it's going to be a rectangle that either has 4 rows and 5 columns, or 5 rows and 4 columns, either way. And just so you're aware, if we were doing this in person, I have a number of sets, and there's generally, 2 or 3 ways you can generally put them together that work. But there's hundreds of ways you can do it incorrectly. But what we're going to do when we make our rectangle, within each group, and so you guys have to recall that groups, when I say the word group, I'm implying a vertical or up and down column. Okay, so within each group, the aliens will have something that is exactly the same. All right, something that ties them together, says, yep, these guys belong together. There's something that is identical. That is what's going to be referred to as their key similarity. Then there's also going to be some feature that changes, but the thing you have to understand about the change is that it has to change in a predictable way. There has to be some kind of pattern to it, and I'll show you what that means here in a second. And then similarly within each period, and so you'll recall from yesterday, period implies the horizontal rows, so going left to right. So in each period there is something, there is a key similarity, and there is also another varying trait within that. And so what's going to happen when we actually do this for real, there's going to be, like I said, there's a set of 20 aliens. Well, 2 of them are going to be missing, and so you're going to only have 18. And so what you're going to do is you're going to leave 2 blank spaces within the table, and then we'll be able to figure out which ones are missing, and kind of what kind of properties they have. Now, I know this sounds kind of confusing, but I'm going to do an example with you, and it'll kind of clarify this. I'm going to share a different screen here. Okay, this is going to, can you guys see like some boxes with some stick figure guys, and they're colored in there?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Okay, so this will be kind of an analogy of what we're doing. This isn't the exact one, but it's a little scaled down. So here I have a series of aliens. Let's kind of move these guys around here so we can kind of take a look at them better. Okay. So this is what we got. It looks like we've got a set of, looks like 6 aliens. Okay. Oh, there's Trinity. Awesome. Okay, so anyway, here we've got a set of 6 aliens. Now, obviously, 3 of them kind of go together, and the other 3 kind of go together, right? So you can kind of tell just by based upon like kind of their head and body shape, like these 3 are pretty much related here, and then this set of 3 is probably pretty much related, right? That kind of makes sense. Okay, so let's take a look here. Within this group, these 3 are the round head and the triangle bodies. Do you notice anything that would lead to some kind of logical pattern as far as like some kind of repeating, predictable thing you can notice? Anybody?
Are you talking about only the triangle body
Yeah,
ones?
we're looking just at these 3 right here. Yeah.
No, that's the only thing that's similar.
Okay. Well,
Besides, they have 2 arms and 2 legs.
Yeah. Okay. But okay. So what's maybe a varying trait? So something there that varies, that's slightly different, but yet still related. Still.
The eyes.
Yeah. So it's going to be the eyes, right? And so you look at this guy. It says 1. This has 2. This guy has 4, right? And so, well, maybe what's one thing that could be happening with the eyes?
They're increasing.
They're increasing, and they could be, if you go 1, 2, and then 4, What are they probably doing there?
There's one that skipped.
Yeah, they could be, they almost could be like doubling, right? One doubles to two, two doubles to four, right? And if that were the case, let's say that they're doubling and it goes 1, 2, 4. How many eyes would the guy this one have down here, the next one? Could we predict?
8.
Yeah, technically, you'd think, yeah, that guy's probably got 8 eyes, right? Okay, let's take a look at these 3 over here. You notice anything kind of repetitive here?
Their arms.
Yeah, the number of arms, right? So their body shape's the same, head's the same, their arms, right? So logically, so this guy has 2. Which one's probably going to go next?
Green shirt.
Yeah, the green shirt guy have 4, and then you think, oh, then this guy was 6, right?
Yep.
Okay, so let's look at kind of the pattern we have developed here. See if there's anything else maybe that we can obtain from this. So, okay, these guys both have kind of yellow shirts. These both have green. This guy's got a blue and this one doesn't. Well, maybe instead of this one being there, maybe it's not just a mistake of kind of like the shirt color, but maybe we are missing one. Okay, so maybe
Should there be one with 3 eyes and a blue shirt?
Yeah, there you go. It's probably going to have 3 eyes and a blue shirt. So you're able to make some kind of predictions as to what this guy should look like. Why is that? There you go. Yeah, probably should have 3 eyes and a blue shirt. So what's his head going to look like?
Circle.
And the body?
Triangle.
How many arms?
2.
How many legs?
2.
Okay, and you said 3 eyes, so let's give him 3 eyes. And then you guys already said he's got a blue shirt. Awesome. So see, you were able to predict the identity of this alien without having any other kind of information other there, just by looking at kind of the neighborhood or the ones, surrounding it. Likewise, we could make a prediction about this alien that's kind of missing here, right? What shape would his head be?
Square.
Probably a square. And body kind of a I don't know, like half a football, right? How many eyes is this one going to have?
2.
Going to have 2 eyes, and what's his mouth going to look like?
An M.
And kind of like an M. How many legs?
2 square legs.
2 square legs, and how many arms?
8.
You're going to have 8 arms, right? What color is the body going to be?
White.
Yeah. So there's definitely some things you could tell about these aliens, right? Just based upon kind of their shape. Okay, so that's going to be one of the first things we do. So we're going to build our table. We're going to have some spaces there, and we'll be able to predict some things about the alien that are kind of outside of the outside of the realm here of kind of what we're looking at. So here, I want to add one other thing here. Let's say I want to do something with maybe this guy, and maybe we didn't know it, but he had an ear. Okay, let's say this guy has 2 ears. If I wanted to draw an alien here,
You would need 3 ears.
you would need 3 ears. You know that, right? What else would you know for sure about this alien?
You would have a yellow shirt.
You'd have a yellow shirt, yellow body, right? And that's really the only thing you would know.
And
So
3 eyes, right?
Yeah, maybe, but not really, because if you look here, because this one goes 1, 2, this one could have 3, but this one goes 2, 2, this one goes 3, 2. So the eyes may or may not. So you could choose 3 eyes if you want, but definitely not required. So let's say maybe this guy has a body like this, and let's say his eyes are like this. Okay, and let's give him like some legs like this. So like you said, yeah, the things you would know for sure, you know, his body would be yellow. And you know that it would have 3 ears. But other than that, there's a lot of things that you don't know, and you would have some liberty with drawing it, right? And so that's kind of what we're going to do. We're going to follow some patterns of some things where we have some key similarities, we have varying traits, and then sometimes there's going to be some things you don't know. And so you just kind of have to make some of these things up, all right? All right. Everybody content with that? Make sense? Okay, so what we're going to do, give me just 1 second here. I'm going to stop sharing this. All right, so what I want to do is this. I'm going to share with you now that same document we were looking at, and I'm going to go through. Okay, so we're going to go back to this guy. So anyway, as we do it, we're going to look at how many groups and how many periods we have. This first part is going to be identical for everyone, all right? So the first couple of parts are going to be identical because the fact we're going to be using the same set of aliens. So here in a minute, I'm going to pull up another screen where we're going to have like 18 little stick figures. We're going to put them together kind of in a group or as a group. And then we're going to determine how many groups we have, how many periods. And then what you're going to do is just draw, and everyone will do this. You'll do it just on your own notebook paper. You'll draw the 2 missing aliens. So just draw them and then just kind of give a description in case, I can't tell what your drawing is. Okay. Normally what I would have you do is identify the key similarities and the varying traits for each group in each period. But because all of ours are identical, we can just kind of do it together as a group. And then after we get that thing set, we're going to do that next alien. So that thing like we just did where we are predicting the appearance of an alien that is not in our table. So it's an outlier, but there still are some things you're going to know. But the thing is, there's going to be things that you won't be able to know. And so after we build our table, I'll actually do one as an example. And then you guys cannot copy that one, but you can do any of the other ones you would like. Okay, so everyone will have a little bit of variance. And so you will tell me, you have to tell me what group it lives in. So which vertical column and which period, which horizontal row it's in, because that'll affect your final answer. And so that's kind of what we're cranking on today. So without further ado, I'm going to get over to this other thing of aliens here. Okay, and let's see, where did it go? Hold on a second. Let's try this one here, I think. Okay. All right. Yep, you just see one alien with a triangle body and kind of rectangle horns or hairs or something.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do, I'm just going to start kind of spreading these guys out so we can see them, because there's 18 of them. And we're going to try to make some kind of logical pattern here as to which ones kind of belong together in a group. So I'm going to pull these out here. And so there are some things you should be able to kind of obtain or, noticeably see based upon kind of their bodies, what they got on their head, kind of their legs. Okay. So let's see. We got 18 here. Let's check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Fantastic. Great. Well, let's see. What's one thing we could use to kind of put these guys in groups?
Body shape.
Yeah, let's look at maybe body shape. All right. And so here, we've got some downward pointed triangles. Let's try to put some of these guys together. Here's a triangle that's kind of pointing down. Let's see. Here's another one that's pointing down. Is that all those guys? Maybe. Here, let's look here. Here's like a round body. This guy's got a round body. This guy's got a round body. Okay, let's look at some kind of squares. We'll kind of put maybe the squares together. These are up triangles. And these guys are all kind of ovals. Okay, so we've done a little separation there. We've got some things with some maybe body shapes for sure. So looking at the grouping with body shapes, do you notice anything within those kind of groupings, something that has some kind of logical pattern?
Hair.
Not necessarily, not within the same body shapes, because you look,
Does
the
it matter
hair's all
with the
different.
fingers?
Yeah, it's probably dealing with the fingers, isn't it? Because if
Uh,
you
Yeah,
look at
because they
them,
all relate. Because
all-
ones
yeah,
with
go ahead.
1 finger and 4 fingers, they all have the same hair.
Yeah, so that's definitely part of it. Yep. So if you look at it, so like you said, if they have 1 finger on there, we're just going to call this their left side because this is the way we're looking at it. 1 finger on the left and 4 on the right. Well, this guy has a similar hair where they're kind of just lines going straight across, right? If you look at the ones that all have like 3 and 4, they'll have kind of the triangle things, right? So some definite kind of patterns there. So yeah, it's probably related to the fingers. So I tell you what, let's just kind of start here, and there's no rhyme or reason to what I'm choosing, why I'm choosing any particular group. I just want to, let's start with one that has like maybe 4 in its group. So we can either start here with these guys or these guys. Really doesn't matter. So let's focus on maybe these triangle pointing up bodies. Okay, so we know they're all somewhat related because they all have a rectangular body, correct? What's a logical way we could put these guys together? And like I said, there's more than one way to do it. What's one way we can arrange these guys in either a group or a family? So either, or a group or a period. So either vertical or horizontal. It really doesn't matter. Out of these 4, which one would you like to start with? Let's call these guys A, B, C, and D. A, B, C, D. Which one would you like to start with?
Probably like C, the
Yeah, let's
one with
start
the
with C.
least fingers.
Yeah, he's got 1 finger there. And do you want to go in a group up and down, or do you want to go as a period horizontally? And just honestly, it really doesn't matter. You want to do it as a period? Okay, that's fine. We can do it as a period. It's not going to affect it. So if this guy is first in his period, first in the horizontal row, which one will come next? A, B, or D?
D.
Yeah, probably logically D, because he's got the next most amount of fingers. He's got 2 fingers. Then A or B? Yeah, B logically would come next, followed by A. So everybody kind of content with that? Kind of makes sense? All right. Well, let's look here at, let's use these guys. The guys that have kind of the oval bodies. Where would you like this guy to go in relation to these? So, like, do you want it to go on top, on bottom, and under which column? A, B, C, or D? So, compared to this set, where would this guy logically kind of fit?
A.
So, under this A, do you want him to go on top or on bottom?
Bottom.
Let's do bottom for now. Okay. And that kind of makes sense. So notice they have the same number of fingers. They have the same type of hair. Okay. Which one would logically come next here out of these 3? The left, middle, or right one?
Left.
And probably the left one, right? Because he's got 2 fingers and put them under there. And notice similar style of hair, same number of fingers. That looks good. Okay. What about this guy?
D.
Over here, this D section, right? And then that would leave this guy here. And let's see if the pattern kind of makes sense. Let's look at the fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4, just like that one. Notice
I
their
don't
hair.
know.
I'm sorry?
I don't know if that would work because their hair counts up too.
Yeah, that's okay because what we're going to notice is that we're going to have to probably make some space and insert some, right? So like, let's look at these circle ones for now. So like this guy, which column is he going to in here? I'm just going to label these so that we can kind of know what we're talking about. So we're going to say this is column A, this is B, this is C, this is D. Where logically could this guy go? In which column do you suppose? Got a couple of fingers.
Two.
It'd be in B, right? Now let me ask you this. Where logically should he go? Because might be
You should
kind
go
of,
under the first one.
oh yeah, probably under the first one, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to take these, we're going to move these guys up a little bit here so we get a little room to work. Okay. Yeah, it should go under the first one, but yet above this guy. Why? How do you know that?
Because his hair is moving up.
Yeah, the hair is of intermediate length, right? There's short, this is longer, so that goes kind of in the middle. What about this guy?
A.
Yeah, probably in column A, right? And if you look at it, still has one finger like everybody in A. This guy has one line on his head. This guy has two. So it's logically kind of following the pattern. What about this one?
D.
D.
Yeah, probably D, right? Now, one thing you're going to notice, you're like, well, this guy, these don't have hairs that are changing. But what is changing?
Legs.
That's the number of legs, right? It's the number of legs. Okay, let's take a look at maybe this set, the downward pointing triangles. There's 3 of these guys, right? So, what about this one?
D.
Yeah, probably D, right? Because notice it's got 4 fingers and he's got multiple legs, nothing with hair. Okay. What about this guy?
C.
Probably C, logically makes sense. And then this guy would probably go under column.
A.
Probably A, right? Okay. So let's take a look here. So far this is looking okay. We've got 4 left, all with rectangle bodies. Let's see here. Where do you think we should insert these? Because let's take a look at just this guy in particular. So we all can agree he's probably going to live in column A, right? But
Yeah, below the second column.
below the second row, right? Because if you look, 1 line, 2 lines, this guy has 3, this one has 4, this one has 5. So what we have to do is we've got to make a little room here. Let's pull all these down. Okay, yeah, so let's put this guy, let's insert him here. And so what I'm going to do here, I'm going to try to squeeze these together a bit just so that we can get, I'm going to try to get them all here on one. So we can see them all that way. It'll be easier when we do our, I'm going to get rid of the ABCD on top. I think we understand that part now. That way we've got enough room that we can see them all in one screenshot, and it'll help us when we go to draw our pictures. So we have it like this. Okay. We're going to do the same thing here. Let's see. Yeah, this guy would go here, right? He's got the 2 fingers. This guy would come up here. Did we have one down there? Nope. And I'm going to give you guys some space. And I'm just going to move these up here real quick. You got any more down there? Nope. Well, it's looking good. Okay. So let's see. And then this guy would go here. Probably move this guy over here, right? And oops, just gonna get a little more space here. That's not right because we needed this guy here, right? So that kind of, I think, works for our pattern. Let's take a look and see and just kind of do a little check here. So going down group one, their key similarity is what? What's the one thing that is the same for every one of them?
They all have one finger
All have
on
one finger on the left. And then everything in group two has
2 fingers.
2 fingers. These all have
3.
These all have
4.
4. So we've got that part right. So their key similarity for each group is the number of fingers. Let's look at the key similarity for each period. So each horizontal row. What's the exact same here?
The body shape.
Okay, and what about here?
They're all circles.
Yeah, the same thing. So the body shapes. And so those are kind of continuous, right? We have a continuous similarity for both each group and each period. Now let's look at our varying trait. What's happening here? What's the varying trait going across the different periods?
Their hair.
No, that's not the varying trait going, because
Eyes.
remember, it's not the eyes either. Remember, varying trait means that there's a repeating pattern.
Fingers.
It's the fingers, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So, and we're following that same pattern. So the fingers are the varying trait going across. Going down a group, what is their varying trait? On all of them except for the last one.
Hair.
That's
Hair.
like their hair, or their hair or horns or whatever you want to call it, right? Because it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one is continuously getting longer. This one keeps adding a horn. And then on this one, it is the, what's this guy?
Legs.
Okay, that's the legs. So I tell you what, if you guys have the ability to take a screenshot of this right now, this might be beneficial to you to do for the other portion. All right, so because you're going to be drawing, well, first you're going to be drawing these 2 aliens. You're going to draw the one that resides here and the one that resides here. So you're going to draw them and explain them. I'm not going to do that part. That's part of your assignment. That's something you can do. So fill out all the stuff, what you know, what it should look like. Just so you guys are aware, these 2, there shouldn't be any unknown traits because they all have neighbors around them that make it so that you can predict it. All right. So what I want you to do, draw alien 1 and alien 2. Draw it and then just give a written description in case your drawing isn't real good. All right. It doesn't have to be like on the sheet. I think it has like 6 things. Like you don't have to put 6 things. All right. So like for instance, if this one were missing, what I would expect you to say, okay, round head, triangle body, 1 horn, 3 fingers on the left, 4 fingers on the right, 2 legs. All right. So that's kind of what I'm expecting. All right. What I'm going to show you guys now, this part is what's called the next alien. So this is on the back side of the sheet where it says you need to predict the properties of a yet to be discovered alien. Okay, so what I am going to do, I'm going to do like maybe 2 examples of this. Okay, and then you cannot do either one of these 2, but you can do any of the other ones. There's going to be several other missing ones. So I tell you what I'm going to do is I will pretend like I'm going to do an alien here. Now, first off, I ask you to tell me its address. So in this address, this first column is group 1. So I would say, okay, group 1, and then period is the horizontal row. And so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the 6th. So group 1, period 6. What's one thing we know for certain about this alien that it's going to have? Huh?
Long hair. Long hair.
Yeah, how many hairs?
I don't know.
Well, let's look at the pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's going to have
6.
It's going to have 6, right? So we probably got 2 eyes there and 6 lines. We're going to start 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's going to have 6 lines. What else do we know for certain?
One finger on the left and 4 on the right.
It's got 1 finger on the left. And it's got 4 on the right. We know that for certain.
Can't we make up a body?
You're going to
Yeah.
have to make up a body. Yeah,
Yeah.
because that's the thing that's unknown. Because guess what? There is no logical pattern that says triangle, circle, square, oval, triangle, and then like
Can we make them
hexagon.
just have a normal stick?
You could if you want. You can do whatever you want. Okay. So let's say I decided to do a hexagon, but yeah, you can do a stick, you could do a star, you could do whatever you want. Right? But the things that it has to have are 6 lines on its head, 1 finger on its left hand, 4 on its right. So you don't know the body. The body, like I chose a hexagon. Okay, it's just something slightly different. Or you could do a diamond. Okay, there's no right or wrong answer. So that there are some things you're not going to be able to tell. So let's say you want to do a diamond and 2 legs. Okay, whatever, it doesn't matter. So this would satisfy the answer to this one. Okay, and so what I would expect you to say, I would say 6 hairs, and you have to give me your description. Okay, so 6 hairs. I would say 1 finger on the left. I would say 4 fingers on the right. I would say, and notice on the sheet it says there is a place where you have to list things you don't know. And so I'd say, okay, you don't know the diamond body. That's something you wouldn't know. Okay, I'm going to give you one more example. I'm going to do one that for whatever reason people pick. I don't know why they pick it. It's the hardest one to do because there's a ton of stuff you're not going to know. Okay, so just so you guys know, you cannot do period 1, number 6. This one you cannot do because I just did it as an example. You can do any of the other ones. The other one I don't want you to do is this guy. We'll do this one. And this one's actually fairly difficult because there's tons of things you're not going to know. Okay. All right. So this would be group 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This would be group 5. And period 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this would be group 5, period 6. I mean, you can't do it because one, I'm doing it as an example, and technically this is an outlier. This would be fairly difficult though. Let me ask you this. There's only one thing you know for certain about this guy. What is it?
Legs.
It's going to be fingers, not legs, because legs you don't really know because, it goes 2, 2, 2, and then this one varies. So yeah, this could be, we're going to go with fingers. How many fingers is this one going to have?
It's gonna have 5 on one side and 4 on the other.
Yeah, so that's really the only thing you know. Okay, so it's going to have 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it's going to have 4 over here. Okay, because of its placement, because these have 1, these have 2, these have 3, these have 4. Anything in this column logically has 5. The head you don't know. I'd probably predict though it's going to be round, but it doesn't have to be, just because all of their buddies are. What about the number of eyes?
That doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Yeah, because there is no pattern. It goes 2, 2, 1, 1. Maybe this one has 0. Okay, who knows? You don't have to have an eye. What about its body? What about its body?
Just be a triangle or star.
Yeah, it can be anything, right? Because there's nothing that has a pattern that says, triangle, oval, or well, actually, Yeah, it's down here, so it's anything. I mean, it's going to be the same all the way
Oh,
across. But
my bad. I was confused. I thought you were talking about
Yeah.
group 5.
yeah,
Periods.
and what kind of hair is this guy going to have?
That also doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter, right? Maybe we're going to give this guy curly hair. It's kind of up to you, right? So there'd be a lot of unknown stuff. And then legs, once again, you don't know. Maybe, maybe he's got 4 legs. We don't know. But there's the only thing you would know for certain for this guy would be the fact he's 5 fingers on one hand, 4 on the other one. Everything else is going to be kind of up to your imagination. Right? Fair enough? Does that kind of make sense? Okay, so what I want you guys to do, and if you have not done this yet, please take a screenshot. I mean, you can always go back, I guess, and watch the video, but then, I mean, it's going to be, like 40 minutes into the video where you have this pictured, where we have this set up. And so you're going to be drawing this alien, and then an outlier, just one of them. And with the outlier, you must tell me its address. So either here, 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 or one of these 3.
Are
Okay.
we doing this on a sheet of paper or?
Just a sheet of paper is fine. Yep. So just do it on a sheet of paper. If you, have some kind of, paint program or something on your computer and you just want to sketch it on there, that's fine. But all you have to do is tell me the address or what these 2 guys are, explain what they are, or write a description in case your drawing isn't very good. And
Would
then,
you like us to are we turning this in? Like, are we setting up a
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
it's in. If you look in Classroom under the Assignments tab, there is a place for it. So just take a photo and upload it and submit it there so I can see it, all right? And that's basically what you guys are kind of cranking on. So go through and do that. And then, like I said, that'll be that part for today. And then if you guys were not here Friday or you took the test and did not do well, we're doing the retake tomorrow at 12:30. If you guys have questions on this that